during the release and guest alone, and not those of Vic Canellis Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Welcome to Touched by Angel Live. I am your host, Angel Kinseys. My passion is to inspire seniors to get healthy and bring solutions to their everyday needs. If you wish to join the conversation, please contact us at 1-888-565-1470 or email us at touchedbyangellive@gmail.com. Enjoy the show. Good evening. Welcome tonight. Again, another show. I can't believe the weeks just fly by, and I'm so excited because every week I think I have a great topic, not only for seniors, but to really bring the generations together. We have a lot of caregivers out there. We have a lot of young people that are taking care of the elderly, and I really want to just close that gap so that they understand and they're able to listen to some of the seniors' needs and a lot of their wisdom. They have a lot of wisdom to give. I teach seniors, I work with them, and so I really want to solve a lot of their problems, a lot of the issues they have. So I have some really good topics. You could go in on my link to Touched by Angel Live and contact me, and you can go in and see all the shows through January if you like. You could replay them and see them and share them too. So tonight I have a special guest. I'm happy to welcome my guest. She's an elder attorney. So this is going to be a very interesting show, giving you a lot of good information about your health care, protecting your assets, long-term care, just a lot of good information, because I never even knew that there was a difference in an elder attorney. So I was able to meet her, and I want to welcome tonight Heidi Friedman. Welcome, Heidi. Thank you for coming to my show. You guys could clap. We have a big audience tonight. So first of all, I think people would like to understand, what is an elder attorney? What is the difference?
You know what, that's a great question, and I get that often. So basically, most people think that elder law attorneys deal mostly with just like abuse or any kind of something that happens in a nursing home. But really and truly, what an elder law attorney does is we help seniors qualify for government benefits to help pay for long-term care. Long-term care is incredibly expensive in this country, and especially down in South Florida. It can cost anywhere, just going into a skilled nursing facility, anywhere from $8,500 to $12,000 a month for a shared room. So what an elder law attorney can do is help you set up your estate planning in kind of a pre-planning type, to allow your estate plan to protect some of your assets so that you can qualify for government benefits to help pay for that care. Because without it, you can see you can really quickly run out of money, and I think that's a big fear for a lot of our seniors who are living on Social Security. They've saved whatever they've saved, but they really didn't take into consideration the extraordinary cost of long-term care, whether you're at home, in an assisted living facility, or in a skilled nursing. So as an elder law attorney, we can help provide that kind of protection.
So is it for only people that have assets and have money? What about people that are just basically on Social Security, and maybe they don't own anything, or maybe they do own a condo or whatever?
So really and truly, you need to set up your estate plan if you have any kind of assets. Because if you don't have a proper estate plan, then you're looking at your family going through probate. You're also looking at opening up that probate or that situation for fights among children. And unfortunately, we see it a lot where the parents haven't prepared and the children do fight. And even though we do get a lot of parents that say, oh, not my children, it's amazing how money really does change people. And there really are some situations where you think that your children aren't going to fight, and the next thing they're fighting over, mom and dad's pictures.
Yeah, so it's very important to have that in order way before you even probably think you need it. And I know you're probably thinking, well, it's expensive, I can't afford it. You know what? You can't not to afford it. Because if you don't, you're going to be losing more at the end if you don't protect your assets.
It is so true. So we do a lot of what we call crisis planning, and that's really and truly for those people who, I get the phone calls a lot from family members that, oh, my parent is in a nursing home. Oh, my parent has fallen and is now in a hospital and they can't go home anymore. I don't know what to do. And it's a panic. And so the families are dealing not only with the financial concerns, but now they're also dealing with the emotional concerns as well. So if you are somebody who is, we always say if somebody's 65 years and older, even if you've done your estate plan prior, it's really important to start to look at your estate plan differently at that age.
Because it always changes too.
It does always change, and your life changes. So I get a lot of people who will tell me that they've done their estate plan, and then when I ask them, they did it when their children were little, or they were married and they're no longer married, or their parent, their spouse has died. But at 65 years old, when hopefully your children have kind of flown the coop and you're hoping, to now live out these golden years, it's really important to look back at that estate plan, because you can actually use your estate plan to protect your assets in the future to help you qualify for these programs, but still leave some finances there so that your children or your family have these extra dollars to pay for the stuff that the government benefits don't pay for.
Now, you mentioned about health, like if I'm dealing with two of my aunts right now, both one is in their almost 90, the other one 92, and learning more and more about this, especially with the health.
Yes.
If they fall, if they have a stroke, who's in charge, who has power of attorney, who makes decisions for you when you go into a facility, the difference of a senior community, like an active community that you could go in while you're well before you get to that point, which are beautiful facilities, so that you work with that too, right? And Medicare and Medicaid and all of those issues that we really are not educated in, we don't know about it.
Yeah, it's amazing to me. So one of the most important documents that anybody over the age of 18 should have is a durable power of attorney. Your durable power of attorney allows you to choose who you want to act for you in the event that you are incapacitated, or even when you're not incapacitated. It's that person who can step into your shoes and do anything for you that's written on the document. What I find amazing is how many people pull it off the internet, or find a notary that can do it for them, or use their brother's uncle's attorney who happens to do, real estate. It's really such an important document that you really, really should have it done by a professional elder law attorney who knows what they're doing.
To protect you.
Because what happens is, state of Florida especially, we have some really strict rules with regards to what has to be in the durable power of attorney, what you can use it for, and if it's not set up properly, then you're looking at possibly a guardianship. So I get a lot of times where I'll have a senior who's already had a stroke or has, fallen or whatever, and they're in the rehab. And now their family calls me because they need to get access to their finances. And they have a durable power of attorney that they pulled off the internet that they just did quickly. A lot of times I have to tell them, hopefully your parent still has capacity, because I'm not going to be able to use this. And if I can't use this durable power of attorney and we need to get into their finances and we need to figure out what's going on, you can't do it unless you do a guardianship. So it's such an important document, but so many people, I hate to say the word, but cheap out on it, right?
It's true, because my daughter-in-law just went through this with her two parents passed away, and they had everything in order. He was in insurance. They had everything in order, and even at the end when they passed, when one passed and the other one was left, he was incapacitated. He couldn't make decisions. It was so difficult the way they had it written. My daughter-in-law couldn't go to the bank. She couldn't pay their bills because there was another brother. There's children involved. It was so, and they all get along. It was easy. It wasn't that they didn't want to cooperate. It was just that they were out of state. and
Yeah.
the kids were somewhere else. And we learned so much just by her going through that it really made me realize you got to have your stuff in order. I don't care
Absolutely.
what you own, it doesn't even matter. Just to have your wishes the way you want to be buried or whatever. You know, if you have to go into a facility and you have to leave your home, who makes the decision? Where do you go?
Right.
All of
Absolutely.
that, right?
And it's interesting because just in the last couple of weeks, really and truly, I have two different clients, two different families where the brother and the sister are fighting, and it's terrible. And the bad thing is that they're putting the parent in the middle, right? So you got a parent who is trying to please everybody, and you've got a brother and a sister that are fighting about each other, fighting, I want to be the one to make decisions, I want to be the one to make decisions. And so it's so important that these documents get done while you have capacity, while you have the ability. And one thing I really want to kind of stress is when you're choosing who to act as your agent for your durable power of attorney or who to act as your healthcare surrogate, that is not the time to say, well, I just want to be fair and put all of my children. You really need to pick the children or the child or the person that you trust and that you feel is stable enough and capable enough to be able to handle your finances, to be able to handle those healthcare decisions.
The decisions, because you don't want the children to fight.
Absolutely not.
And you want to let them know, I'm going to put so-and-so in charge. These are my wishes.
Right.
So they all know what's going on.
Absolutely. And everybody, and it's a conversation, it's a hard conversation. I get a lot of, I'll be honest, my phone rings the most after a holiday. And the reason why is because parents are great at manipulating and presenting a picture to their children that that we're all fine.
Okay.
And then as soon as the child comes to visit, all of a sudden they see the bills are piled up and dad's not really being taken care of as well, and the dishes are here, or mom's forgetting things or asking the same questions over and over again. So it's really important that these documents are done while you have the capacity, and you really, really should have that conversation with your family.
So now long-term care, people think it's very expensive, but it is eligible on Medicare and Medicaid. Is that true?
No, actually that's not true, which is
Okay.
really interesting. So long-term care is very expensive. I can tell you down here in the state of Florida, if you're looking to get just a home health aide, it can cost you anywhere from $20 to $25 an hour. Assisted livings can cost anywhere from $3,500 to almost $6,500 a month, although some of them are like living on a cruise ship. I've put my name into some of them. So, the ones that have really good chefs.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, your skilled nursing facilities can cost anywhere from about $9,500 to $12,000 a month. So it is
But
very
now the
expensive.
skilled nursing is on a totally different level. That's if they're like, they need like a lot more assistance.
So skilled nursing is really for your 24/7
Right.
people. The assisted living facilities have now had licenses where they can, if you have somebody who has dementia or Alzheimer's, there are now assisted living facilities that offer memory care. And they're usually secure, and what that basically means is that they're locked down. And the reason why is because somebody who has Alzheimer's or dementia tends to wander because they don't believe that they're home. They're looking for their home.
Now, what about people, because most of my audience that I believe is very active because of my classes, the exercise classes. So the people that are active and maybe they're in their 60s and 70s and they think, oh, I'm young, I'm doing fine, right? I mean, they're even eligible to go to some of these places. They're beautiful. They're
Yeah,
really
definitely. I mean,
like
there's
a resort.
Absolutely. There's like independent living facilities that are just beautiful. There's different places. But the one thing I wanted to go back to is that a lot of people think that Medicare pays for long-term care. It doesn't. Medicare is insurance. It is the insurance that seniors get when they turn 65. And there is Part A, Part B, and Part C. And I'm not a Medicare insurance salesperson. I just can tell you that there's government issued Part A, Part B, and then the Advantage plans, which are more like your HMOs or your PPOs. What Medicare will pay for is more nursing services if you are sick and if it becomes medically necessary. And a doctor has to issue orders for that, and they'll come and maybe they'll give you a shower 2 or 3 times a week or whatever possibly needs, but that ends. And then when you need long-term care, when you continue to need an aide, or you continue to need to live in an assisted living, or you continue to need to live in a skilled, that's when it starts to become private pay. And that's when you can get government benefits under Medicaid. Now, most people believe Medicaid is for the poor, and it is. There are different programs. Medicaid, I always say Medicaid is a huge umbrella of different programs.
Yes.
Right? You have food stamps, and you have housing, and I have a son with disabilities, and he's got Medicaid insurance. But what we really focus on is there are two programs under Medicaid that help people who are 65 years and older who are in need of long-term care. And whether you're at home or in assisted living or even in a skilled nursing, if you can qualify for one of these programs, then it will help pay for that care. Well, again,
and
most people even at home.
a lot of people can apply for it, and there's, like you say, there's a lot of different programs, because I know someone that just got on Medicaid, and I'm very, very surprised the way it worked out for her. You know, I thought you had to be really like low poverty level.
You do.
But
no, you actually do.
Do you really?
Yes. So in order to qualify for Medicaid, you can have no more than $2,000 worth of assets in your name, but you can own a house with equity of under $646,000.
So that
you can own a car. You
Okay.
can own. You can have prepaid burials. You can even maintain your qualified retirement accounts if they're set up correctly. So yes, you do have to be technically poor.
Yeah, you don't have to, you can't have cash in the bank, but you could own a home.
You can actually own
and a
own
car.
A home.
Yeah.
One of the biggest myths that I get, and I even got, I had a consultation today, and somebody said, I just want to make sure I protect it was my aunt's house. And I have to explain to people all the time, listen, Medicaid is a program. You either qualify for it or you don't. Medicaid's not coming in and taking your house.
Right.
Medicaid's not coming in and taking your money.
Exactly.
However, if you do have money and you need to qualify for these programs and you haven't done the pre-planning through your estate plan, there are crisis plans that we can get somebody literally qualified for Medicaid within a period of 30 days. Even bypassing the 60-month look-back period.
And you're not losing anything. You're gaining
You're
because
gaining.
you're making the decision. Nobody's making it for you.
Yes.
I understand that there also is benefits for veterans
Yes,
too.
there are.
Not only, like in my case, my husband was a veteran. I'm not, but I could get benefits because he was, even though he's passed. Is that true?
It is true if he was a wartime veteran. So there are,
Like during the Vietnam War.
it depends. And another interesting thing is that a lot of people will tell me, oh, either he didn't serve during war or time, or he did. But you have to actually look at the statutes or look at what are the war times.
Right.
So if you have a veteran and or a surviving spouse of a veteran who served at least one day during a wartime, 90 consecutive days, active service, so it can't be reserves, and was discharged any way other than dishonorably, and they have to also now meet the financial requirements because VA did come out with financial requirements back in 2018. Then they can qualify for a benefit called aid in attendance. And aid in attendance will actually pay a monthly stipend to the veteran and or the surviving spouse, tax-free, to help pay for care.
And I understand it's about $1,300.
It depends.
It depends on how much.
It-
And you can't have more than $130,000 in the bank.
Actually, it's $138,000.
Yeah.
$138,700.
Okay.
Their gross monthly income has to be outweighed by unreimbursed medical expenses, but if you're living in either independent or assisted living and you have a proper doctor note, then the cost of the independent or the cost of the assisted living can be considered an unreimbursed medical expense. Or if you have a child that's taking care of you, you can do a caregiver agreement with that child. And the benefit, actually the dollar amount, depends on whether it is a surviving spouse, and that's about $1,500, all the way up to a married couple, and where the veteran is the one that's sick, it's all the way up to almost $2,500 a month, again, tax-free. So it's a huge benefit, and it really does help a lot of our veterans. And if you're at home or in an assisted living facility, you can actually get VA and Medicaid.
Right.
You wouldn't do it if you're in a skilled nursing because Medicaid pays such a substantial amount of the skilled nursing. It actually pays for the entire cost of the nursing home, minus gross monthly income, minus $130 a person's allowed to keep. So we literally I had a client recently who was paying $24,000 a month for a husband and wife to be in a skilled nursing facility. They had about $200,000, so obviously they were running through it quickly. We did planning. We got them immediately qualified for Medicaid. We got the dollars out of their name over to their family members, and we reduced their bill to under $5,000 a month for both of them.
That's
same
the key.
place.
That's where the elder attorney comes in, where the money that you have, it's done in such a way that the family has control over it
Right.
now, and you're still living protected in a place that you've made the choice that you want. And like she said, you know, that's skilled nursing, that's a different level. But we're talking about, you know, there's beautiful places that
Absolutely.
55 and over, people are active. I know I taught exercise in them, and it's one thing to be ignorant about it, and then you're desperate, and then you're searching for somebody. It's better to know now. And even if you could just get a consultation, you know, just call up and say, you know, I'd like to set up a time to just come in. I have some questions. I'd like you to see what my assets are, what
Right.
I have, what I don't have, how much money comes in, you know, and just to get an idea. I think it's important to pre-plan. And believe me, I know you think that, oh, my kids, you know, could do this. It's not fair to put that on your children. You really should have everything in order so that it's done ahead of time, so that nobody is rushing around trying to make decisions. You know, I have 2 aunts, and they've both fallen, and you know, the family is just scrambling around, and it's very stressful. So this is why I'm doing what I'm doing. So I want to. The time goes by so fast. And I know there's a lot of information that we could
Yes.
talk about, but at least you opened up our minds not only to long-term care, okay, protecting your health, having power of attorney, having a health directive, right, for
right.
what you want, if you want to be resuscitated or not, and also protecting your assets, no matter how little they are. I don't care how much they are.
Yeah.
But they actually, an elder attorney could actually help your family to protect you. So I want to thank you, Heidi, for coming.
Thank
It's
you.
a pleasure.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much. So go ahead, you guys could clap.
Thank you.
So I want to just tell you that my show is in every 2 weeks. So in 2 weeks, I'm going to have the Area Agency on Aging back again. The last time Don Hill was on, and they're going to talk about their volunteer programs. Their Shine programs are for seniors who would like to volunteer. And they also have a foster grandparent program where if you're a grandparent and you're just lonely and alone, what they do is the schools are in need of people helping the young children from kindergarten to 3rd grade. And they pick 4 grandparents with 4 children, and they connect you together with that child. So you really become a foster grandparent, and you help them through school. And it's a great program. You could get a little compensation for it, so you get a little benefit out of it, but it gets you out of the house. So that's what we're going to talk about in 2 more weeks on a Thursday. That's August 11th, I believe. It's August 11th at 7 o'clock. And please call into the station if you have any questions for the elder attorney. And I will see you in 2 weeks. Thanks for coming. Have a great week. Thank you.
You've been watching Touched by Angel Live. Please like, subscribe, and share this video with someone you love. If you wish to join the conversation, have an idea for the show, or would like to sponsor the show, please call us at 1-888-565-1470 or email us at touchedbyangellive@gmail.com. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. If you or a loved one are interested in joining Angel on Zoom for her Strength and Balance class or Zumba Gold class for seniors, email her at angelkinseys@gmail.com. Have a great day!